AR Green. He's with me right now. What's good, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? Can you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, so I'm joined with hip hop artist, returning guest on the show, AR Green. Little less than a year ago, you was on this particular program, so I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah. It was right after Alter Ego. Yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely been putting in the work since then. You have released a couple of music videos. You released one for Alien Breed, and you also released a video for Chasing the Crown, a song that I
Yeah.
actually played moments ago. Um, so that is a dope track.
Appreciate you.
So a lot has happened since the previous interview we had with each other. So how's everything holding with you and everything since this whole pandemic ordeal? How's everything coming along for you?
It's going pretty well. Music-wise, getting to the studio, it slowed down a bit. Recently, a couple months ago, moved down to Lake Charles, Louisiana. So getting over here and going to work in Houston, it's been different. It's a different culture. Uh, when it comes to music, especially hip hop. So just the different scene, it's been different in a good way. So definitely growth coming. In the project I was working on, Alter Ego 2, I scrapped a lot of it because I don't know, I feel like I'm in a different mindset now than what I was back in Lexington.
Gotcha. So um, with everything that's happening, um, definitely look forward to new music that you have in store this year. Um, and before we get into that even further, I want to talk about these music videos you did recently. Chasing the Crown, which is definitely one of my favorite songs locally from last year. You collaborated with a fellow local artist by the name of Dizzy Wallace. Shout out to him. He and
Yeah, great busy.
Walt Trey Clay did a collaboration album last year, Stay Anonymous Volume 1. That was a dope
Yeah,
record. And he's
yeah.
got some new music on the way as well. What was it like collaborating with Dizzy on that joint, and how everything turned out for the music video to just shoot?
It turned out well. Dizzy, he's a dope artist. He is very lyrical. He is flawless when it comes to his flow. It's if he hasn't mastered it, he's pretty close. Uh, but just a good dude. Like I hit him up, told him I had something if he wanted to get on. He told me yeah, so we connected over there at Chad's and laid that down. And it took a couple months before we shot the video. But when I came back to Lexington over the holidays, we got with Q for Q Vision, and we shot the Chasing the Crown, and it turned out pretty well. And he also was in Alien Breed as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. He made an appearance on the video, which
Yeah,
was definitely a unique track for you. Definitely different from Chasing the Crown, obviously. Talk a little bit about that song, man. What was it like recording it and the music video? What was the whole process like recording Alien Breed?
Alien Breed. It was shot with FOC Mad Boy over there in Lexington at his studio. I don't know. It was just something different. Just something that I just felt with that one particular beat. That it's just a different style that I hadn't really touched yet. A lot of my stuff more aggressive or depressive, and it was kind of left field for my particular category of what I put out. So it was definitely dope. Both videos were shot on the same day. Uh, that one was actually shot out. It was about 15 minutes outside of Purcell, right outside of Lexington. So But definitely dope. Like I said, Dizzy, he's a dope artist. He's dope to be around. Dope personality. Just a dope, all around, genuine, authentic person.
So you can check out the music videos for both Chasing the Crown and Alien Breed on YouTube. Check them out. Alter Egos, your previous project, that's out on all digital music platforms. Of course, Chasing the Crown, Alien Breed. The songs itself also available on the platforms as well. You mentioned you are working on Alter Egos 2. That should be coming out in 2021 at some point this year. So we'll go a different direction in this interview because there's this one thing I know from A.R. Green is that you are a very passionate sports fan.
Oh, that's my whole heart.
Yeah.
Outside of my daughter and my wife, that's what I look for in sports.
Yeah, so here's what I know about A.R. Green. As far as football, you are a Oklahoma Sooners football fan, and you are also a Cleveland Browns fan as well. They have a big game tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, I should say, and I made my quote unquote predictions. I mean, I have fun with it. I just look at these teams, see where they at, see who I think is going farther. Your team proved me wrong last week against Pittsburgh. The defense in particular was all over Big Ben. They were like 3 turnovers in the first quarter.
3 turnovers in the first quarter and 5 total for the game.
So they put 30, what was it, 30 or 40, 40 some points on Pittsburgh, 48-37. I think that was the final score. Pittsburgh just wasn't themselves when they got that first loss. I think they lost to Washington. Was their first loss. They literally lost 4 of the last 5 games. And I don't think Juju gonna be dancing on any more logos.
Oh no.
No, I think Coach Tomlin had a talk with him. Like, Mike Tomlin is someone that I admire and respect. And one of my favorite quotes from Tomlin is, "I take volunteers, not hostages." And the Steelers look like a bunch of hostages. So they got a lot of work to do in the offseason. Cleveland definitely looks legit to me. As far as long term, Baker Mayfield looked like he got the coach that believes in him, and it's Stefanski. So you see my picks. How do you feel about their chances against the defending Super Bowl champions tomorrow afternoon? How do you feel about their chances?
Look, first and foremost, as a just football fan, it is a very steep hill.
Yeah.
It's just a very steep hill. But as a Browns fan, you really got to pick this game apart. Kansas City starts slow. A lot of games they came from behind. Almost lost to Atlanta. Almost lost to the Chargers twice. Lost to Oakland at home towards the end of the season. And you can't let the Browns start hot, and that's something that they do, and they don't ever relinquish the lead. That's just something that they're not built, like they're built to end games, especially with the running game. So I have this a lot closer than what people are giving them credit for. Like you said, the defense last week, they had a great game, but Patrick Mahomes isn't going to spot them 5 turnovers. I know that, and the entire sport world knows that. So, but with that being said, I think it all comes down to not really Baker this game. I think it's going to come down to Kareem and Nick Chubb. Like, if they can put up 200 to 300 yards on the ground, that's time of possession win. Like when you keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline and you're putting points on the board, that's a recipe for success against Kansas City.
You definitely are right about Hunt and Chubb. They need to have a really good game. Um, Keep Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines as long as possible. I don't care who you are as a quarterback. When you're on that sidelines, and you just chomping at the bit, Kansas City's defense is suspect to me. So, if Mayfield and company can get some good lengthy drives going and result to points, there's a chance. Of course, I'm leaning towards Kansas City, and we'll see how that turns out. And
yeah. The one thing about this Brown team is they're loving this underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really don't care who doesn't believe in them right now. They believe in themselves. Like they have the chemistry in the locker room where they think they can go out and beat anybody, and if somebody opens that window for them to take control of the football game, they're going to do that. And that's something that I don't think Kansas City's really had to deal with in the playoffs in a while outside of Tom Brady.
Yeah. Them being the defending champions, pressure's on them. Like Cleveland, they overachieve at this point. Like just making the playoffs, getting that first win in a very long playoff win in a very long time. But they're not satisfied with just one playoff win. They feel like they can go farther. So we'll see. And given that Mayfield and Mahomes have history with their battles in the Big 12, of course, Mahomes was at Texas Tech and Mayfield was at Oklahoma. So in that game that they had, they put points on the board. Not a good day for not a good day for defensive coordinators on that particular game. I don't think they'll be getting any high caliber job offers after that. But
no, it was definitely a game where somebody should have definitely lost their job after.
Yeah, pretty much. So you mentioned new music on the way. Now, as far as collaborations, whether it's in Kentucky or just some elsewhere, are there any particular artists that you have your eyes that you see yourself collaborating with in 2021? Anyone in particular, whether it's for Alter Egos 2 or just some build-up singles or tracks for Alter Egos? Who's some artists out there that you would like to collaborate this year?
I do. I have a few that I'm actually sitting on right now. I'm going to have Big Bono there in Lexington on this project. There's an artist from up in Minnesota. He goes by Almin is the Monster. He's going to be on this project. Fireworks is going to be on this project. Big Rob. Rob Jimenez from over in Abilene, Texas. And then Swisher Sweet from up in Seattle, Washington. But there's still a few that I want to get together and work with, outside of the album. Like, I'd love to work with Trap Queedy, phenomenal artist. Want to do some more work with Cody and Breezy, good friend of mine, known him since I moved to Lexington, and the entire time still talk all the time. But yeah, I'm pretty much open to work with anybody, as long as it makes sense. It doesn't mean money, just, if you, have the right track for me or have the right track for you, vice versa, let's get together and work. But right now I'm being real specific on who I'm wanting people on. So
I'm familiar with Vano. Know him through another artist, River Green. They definitely
Mhm.
making some strides for
Yeah.
sure. So shout out to Vinyl, shout out to River. Um, so we're 16 days into the new year. A lot has happened. We're still dealing with this pandemic. Music, as far as live music, there's some things are happening, and then there's hesitation. Now, I mean, I like to think, and this is just me being optimistic here, like maybe we will eventually get back to some normalcy. As far as live music and get large gatherings, but it's not happening anytime soon. Um, do you feel comfortable, like if you get a call from someone that say, "Hey, I like to have you perform at this show. Like, we're gonna follow the guidelines, social distancing, 6 feet apart." How would you feel if you get if someone reached out to you wanting you to perform during this pandemic? Would you be comfortable doing so, or you just in the wait and see mode?
Uh, I think you would really have to, you know, be a safety concern first and foremost. So I mean, if you're following all regulations and guidelines, I mean, for me right now in my position, yeah, I mean, I need all the traction I can get, at this point. But I have been in talks with a couple of promoters over there in Houston and Dallas and over in Atlanta and New Orleans. So just whenever stuff really starts to pop, then we'll be back on the road. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. So check out AR Green. Go listen to Alter Egos. That's out on all digital music platforms. Check out the music videos for Alien Breed and Chasing the Crown. That's on YouTube right now. Go watch those, and then you can stream these songs on the platforms as well. I mean, after the work that you put in last year, given the circumstances, I definitely look forward to see what you have in store next. I look forward to Alter Egos 2. And I have to say, in the year that I had radio wise, as far as just doing the show, man, you definitely been a true supporter of me, and especially on the wrestling show, because I'll be putting the link
I
on
love
there.
wrestling, man.
So you always be sharing the link from time to time. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Um,
gotta show love.
so I appreciate you for doing that. I don't know how long I'm gonna do the wrestling thing. Like it's like for me, I'm focusing a lot more on supporting and promoting like local and independent music. That's become my passion. Like I will always be a wrestling fan. I watch it religiously every week. I still watch it every week, even with all the complaining and whining and bickering and mourning and whatnot. I watch it. Like I'm not afraid to say it. I do. I do. It's just
Yeah. I mean, I try to watch it as much as I can, but having a 2-year-old at the house, it makes it hard sometimes. But
yeah,
I've definitely been diving into the AEW. I'm loving that.
yeah. My favorite wrestler right now, he just also happens to be a Kenny, as a Kenny Omega. Uh, that dude is sensational. He's a pretty cool dude, and I enjoy his in-ring work. I'm just curious to see what this road to WrestleMania gonna look like.
Oh
If
yeah.
the Royal Rumble, are we gonna have 30 participants in both men's and women's Rumble match or not? Like I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but
Yeah. It'll definitely be interesting with
yeah.
everything going on right now to see how they
And then
go about it.
less than a week ago, their current WWE champion Drew McIntyre tested positive for COVID, and he's on the sidelines for now. So his status is up in the air. So Drew, get healthy. Your health's your top priority. So you're doing the right thing. Isolating yourself and he'll get back at it, kicking ass soon, pretty much.
Yep. Yep.
So Green, great chatting with you. Thank you so much
Always.
for being on. You definitely had a lot good going for you, and I look forward to Alter Egos 2 that's coming real soon. I'll be posting music on these platforms from time to time. So once AR put out something, I'm gonna share it. So,
I appreciate that.
so stay tuned for that. Best success goes out to you, man. Be safe, and we'll chat again soon.